the cooking, the cleaning, and so on. So all the women in the crowd nodding, no, yeah, things don't change. So 200 years ago, the women got the short end of the stick just like today. Okay, thank you very much. You'll notice also she's wearing a hat. Almost everyone wore hats in the 18th century. Now you'll notice the troops in front of us have a variety of different types of headgear. Again, following the style of their individual regiments, so you can tell who's who. And Mr. Agnew, can you just wave to us, please? So this man waving at us, notice around his neck he has this big silver plate. Can you point to your gorget, sir? Point to your gorget. This shows that he's an officer. Ooh. In fact, what he's wearing is armor. It's the last remnant of knights in armor, and it's a symbol of his rank. Notice also he's carrying a sword. Again, showing he's an officer, as opposed to the junior rank men tend not to be carrying swords. Some do, but most don't. So this man is an officer in the army. In the 18th century, he has probably purchased his rank. He's bought the rank he holds. And to go up a rank, he has to pay more. And that's true up until you're a colonel. The theory being that you buy the rank means only rich people run the army. So there's no danger of the army rebelling and overthrowing society. I think I heard a shot in the underbrush. Now today there's only, I don't know, 20 some odd troops on parade. There's not a huge number of men. Counting the drums and the followers, 30 or 40 people in total. As opposed to last weekend down in New York, there were well over 1,000 with artillery and everything banging away. The problem with the cannons is you fire them off in people's backyards, it tends to blow the windows in. So they object to that. Okay, I heard one shot. That didn't seem like a lot. I'm sure all of you paid big money to sort of see Mel Gibson get his own here. So as I said, every man is a volunteer. They all have real jobs somewhere. For example, you'll see one of the guys marching really slowly. Yeah, he works for the post office. So notice how much smoke is given off by a single shot. So this is why they don't do a lot of hiding in the 18th century. Once you fire a shot, you can pretty well see everything. But if you watch an individual, you'll see him go through the loading motion. So bite open the cartridge, prime the pan, put the round down the barrel. Now notice they're working in pairs. The theory is that the guy in the front rank fires and the man in the rear rank covers him as he reloads. Then when the front rank man is finished loading, the rear rank man takes a shot and the front rank man covers him while he reloads. Ooh, there was one didn't go. Ooh, didn't go again. That's because lots of people are watching. Now that I pointed it out, he's doomed. This explains how we lost the American Revolution. Here he's going to get him now. Oh, got him. Now because they are smooth bore weapons, they're not rifles, there's no rifling in the barrel. Basically it's a metal tube. And the round goes down the barrel and out. Bounces back and forth. So this is why they're so inaccurate. Even at a relatively close range, they have a hard time hitting anything. Some of the German troops here on the right are actually armed with rifles. And they're pretty accurate. Like out to 200 yards, they can hit people. Very slow loading though, by the time you actually ram the round down, because the rounds are tight in a rifle. People always ask, well, how come nobody's dying? Well, you drove all this way. You don't want to die at the beginning. You want to shoot a couple people, then die. On a hot day, you'll notice they always die in the shade. Now, the Queen's Rangers, and in fact, all the troops you see here today are based in the Toronto area. So we would love to have more if you join up. We're always happy to take more volunteers. As hobbies go, it's an awesome hobby for a family, not terribly expensive. Once you buy the initial kit, once you pass that initial cost, then it's not a bad hobby. Now you'll find as they start to get tired, more and more people will die. Notice with only a few number of men firing here today, look how much smoke there is already, and it's a pretty windy day. So you can imagine if it was a larger battle, like the Plains of Abraham, 5,000 British troops, about the same number of French, well 10,000 guys firing at each other with these weapons, you get a lot of smoke pretty quickly. So you would be pretty quickly, you would have a hard time seeing the enemy, let alone hitting them. The weapons they're carrying, most of them are carrying brown vests, flintlock muskets. These weapons were first used in the early 1700s. They were used as late as the 1850s, the Crimean War. So if you had served with General Wolfe at the Battle of the Plains of Abraham in 1759, you would have carried one of these. If you had served in the American Revolution, you would carry one of these. If you had served in the War of 1812, you would carry one of these. So in other words, the government got good value for their money. These weapons lasted a long time. And eventually were replaced by rifles. So we see the Queen's Rangers now falling back a touch. Quite a number of the guys in the unit have military experience. For example, the Queen's Ranger closest to the Creek is actually a warrant officer with the Queen's Rangers, the modern army version of the Queen's Rangers. So when he's not here with us on the weekend shooting people with a musket, he's out with an FN or with a C7 shooting people up at Camp Borden. At one time we had 9 World War II veterans with us, but over the years we've lost them one by one.